So
I can do, hold on. If you're hold on, but I don't want to not record this. That's my biggest thing. I can
I
talk
just
from
but it's
I just told
recording.
it to
It's
record.
recording.
It's recording. I just told it to the
where
cloud.
to the cloud. Okay, fine. So, then hold on. Then I can participate from here. Let me just switch my ears and I don't know how to. Hold on. Can you do like the closed captioning and stuff? It's on.
Hi, I'm
And
starting to teach. I can't talk.
wait, can I be a
Talk to you later.
co-host
Bye.
also?
Yeah, I'll make you host.
Co-host.
I'll make you co-host.
Thank you. And hold on, I just wanna.
Okay,
How do I do?
confirm.
Don't open the thing just yet. Give me 1 second. Tell everybody to get something for their.
She has been. We're good.
Come on. Okay, Larry, sideways. Yeah, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. Sorry, I know I'm flustered. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. Take a deep breath. Everything's okay.
Well, some things are okay.
Everything is okay right in the Zoom room right this second.
All right, hold on. That's okay. Is that ridiculous or that's okay?
That's perfect.
Do I have my kids' laundry in the background? I do.
Nope, it's blurred.
It's the best. Now
Um,
everybody can feel good.
and if I talk like this, that's
Perfect.
ridiculous.
All good. You sound amazing.
Okay, hold on. I can't see anybody. Okay. It will be what it will be.
It looks perfect. It looks flawless from here. So
Great.
You look the
Okay.
most beautiful you've ever looked in Zoom.
That is the least I'm what I'm worried about. Okay, let's do this. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. Look at these beautiful faces. These amazing faces. Florence, Mirit, Marnie. Oh my gosh, Misha. It's so good to Polly, so good to see everybody. Naomi, oh my goodness. Okay. I'll say hi to you all separately, but right now I am just so grateful to be with all of you this morning with Naama for right now, for specifically this. I'm going to talk fast because I know we all want Naama, not me. But I just want to remind all of us quickly how we gather. And if you feel like saying hi to each other in the chat while I'm talking, please, please do. First of all, if this is your first time here, welcome. I am so glad that you found your way here. I'm Ariella, the founding director of SVIVAH, an online community of Jewish women where we put women at the center. All we want to do always learn with and from each other because each one of us holds so much. And I am so grateful for this space where we can do exactly that. The world is running so fast that I feel like I cannot possibly keep up. I had like a laundry list of the reasons why I totally lost my mind this weekend. And I was going to list all of them, but then I stopped because I think as a team for SVIVAH, all of us behind the scenes have all been talking to each other about all the ways it feels like the world has been spinning. And each one of us have different things that are making the world spin faster or fastest. And it's beyond overwhelming. But I think each one of us is holding on to something or some things that are making us feel deeply unsteady. And that can be huge in the world. That can be small in, I'm looking at the giant pile of snow outside my kid's window. And that can be in our own homes and in the lives of the people we love and the people we know. And it can just be in what our sense of self is and who we are and our own personal physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and just who we are as humans in the world. And so I am so wanting to acknowledge personally that, like, I'm not functioning well. But then this morning, I knew that I was coming here to be with Naama and all of you. So these next 30 minutes are just going to be an opportunity to press pause in our day, in our week, in the way the world is running faster than we are, a chance to plant our feet a little bit more firmly and gain a little steadiness to take into this week, whatever it will hold. Naama, you have a big task ahead of you. Ogen in Hebrew means anchor. And Mama, this is a big job to help us find an anchor that we can remember to grab onto this week when we feel like we're unmoored, to give us something to just steady our hearts. And I have just such immense gratitude to Naama Sadan for being so tuned into our hearts and knowing that this space is so valuable. Thank you for knowing what we needed. And before I formally introduce Naama, I just want to take a second. There is a custom that some people have to dedicate their learning in the merit of someone or something that is important to them. So I'm going to ask you in the chat to dedicate your learning today, to dedicate our learning today in the merit of something that you hope to see in the world. It can be for someone's healing, it can be for yourself, something you need, or something that you want to see in the world, that you want to manifest. And so that while I'm talking, just take a second to dedicate your learning today in the merit of something. And if you feel comfortable sharing it, share it in the chat with all of us. So that we can have our collective learning together, hopefully manifest exactly what each one of us is hoping for and needing. Naama Sadan is a most gorgeous educator and scholar who teaches many, many beautiful things, but focuses on the unique, introspective, and expansive teachings of Yemima Avital, a teaching style that interweaves the psychological and the spiritual with the feminine, and it is different than any other way I have ever learned before. So I'm so glad to be able to do it again with her today. If you're new to Naama's teaching, welcome. We are so glad that you're here. Please don't be worried if you hear Hebrew mentioned. Everything will come into translation and understanding. Not all of us are native Hebrew speakers at all, but the beauty of the Hebrew is a piece of what elevates the learning. I promise it will all come together, so don't fear if you hear Hebrew. And as a learning community, we're all going to agree to chip in and offer explanations and translations in the chat. And please, if there was something that you didn't catch, please ask for it. You'll be doing all of us a favor, I promise. Take a minute to make yourself comfortable, grab a warm drink, something to write with and write on. We're going to be recording just so that we can preserve the beauty of Naama's teaching, and we can go back to it if any of us want to. But any of the participants in the chat are never recorded, so do not fear. You can feel free, pick your nose, do whatever you need to. It is just to preserve the beauty of Naama's teaching. If you're comfortable, make sure your name is listed as you would have it on a name tag if we would be in person, and we would love to see you if you're comfortable turning on your camera. We love you, and we would love to just see your smile today. A quick reminder of how we come together, just to respect everyone here, show up as your authentic self. Whatever you are holding in your heart is welcome. What happens here and what is shared here stays here. And also Tzibur community, let's come together gently with love and care first before anything. Thank you everyone for being here today, and thank you Naama for this beautiful gift of a space together, and to Jordan Rosansky, who is also here holding this gorgeous space, and for all the work that she does to bring us together as a community. Thank you, Naama.
Thank you, Ariela, for holding all this operation. And hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Um, It is so nice to meet again on Monday mornings, for me at least, here in California, where we have a very beautiful, clear blue sky, sunshine. But we hear about the storm, and it's so weird sometimes, right, to know that so much is happening everywhere in the world. Um, Ariela wrote to me yesterday night that, even though people are coming here for many reasons, maybe some people come because of like different news. And that was a good reminder for me to open the news, which I sometimes neglect. And my Rebbe that I loved very much, Rav Israel Friedman Ben Shalom Zchuto Yagen Alenu, who was a very special person and died about 8 years ago, always opened the news in the morning. He said that that's like his recipe for his morning prayer. So he says, first you read the news, and then you know what to pray for. And he would spend a lot of time praying in the morning. So I think, yeah, there's a lot going on in the news and very moving, I think, into our hearts. And we called this series, and I am so glad to get together with each one of you this morning to open the week because I need this anchor, truly. And we called it this time Anchor for Resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back. And I think, first and foremost, the most grounding thing for me is something that I learned when I first came to California. We drove here and we stopped in the way in a redwood forest, and we met this very lovely um what's the name of the people who are the not a ranger, a really lovely ranger, and she gave us a whole tour of that grove, and she said to us, the redwoods, there's something very interesting about them. They are the biggest trees in the world, but they have kind of like pretty shallow roots. So you wonder, how can shallow roots hold such huge giants? And the answer is they grow in groves. So their roots are connected to each other under the ground, and basically they're holding each other not to fall. So actually, then afterwards in Berkeley, I learned that some people have problem with redwoods in their backyards because most of the grove was cut down, and let's say one was left for like beauty, and now this tree is really unstable. And people have real problems with these giant trees. And I'm like, yeah, of course you have a problem. They have a problem because the source of their resilience, one of them is their ability to connect to each other's roots. So I think even if we just, for 1 second open the window with this way that you can see everybody's faces, and we just feel for one moment our shallow roots connecting under the Zoom ground, Dayenu, Bezat Hashem, that I think we should have the kavanah that should hold us, just that we're able to come together and and you know pass nutrients to each other, whatever nutrients we need through these roots. Um, so thank you for being here. We're going to start as we always do. We'll just take a minute or two to just journal a little bit, just what's moving in me today. And I think a lot is moving for everyone for all kinds of reasons. And I'm going to write with you. I'll call us back in about a minute, and then I'd love to just see in the chat, just like one word of like, what's going on for you this morning? So let's take a minute. Hey, so let's wrap up. And Ariella mentioned that Yemima was a very important teacher in my life, and she taught like that writing is so important, right? Because writing is also this intimate time that you're giving yourself with yourself, even for just a moment. We're running all the time so much, and the stimuli is like very flooding. And to sit and write for a moment is a moment of intimacy with ourselves and a moment of honesty with ourselves, and everything can be transmitted to the paper. Um, and thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think for a lot of us, it's very, very kind of like moving to tears almost to know that um, lost hostage is brought back from Gaza, and that he'll have burial with his family. I think a lot of us are with all the storms in the East Coast, both natural and human. So thank you for putting this in our chat box. Um, the Ogen, the anchor that I want to give us for today is actually so simple and so small, and I hope you'd like it. But my plan is for the three first Oganim. So we're going to meet 6 times. Bezrat Hashem, and this first three, which are going to be in the month of Shvat, I want to learn together in each session one letter. Okay? One letter from the Hebrew alphabet. And I'll tell you why. I mentioned this book here before. The most ancient book of Kabbalah, the most ancient book of Jewish mysticism is called the Book of Creation, Sefer Yetzirah. And that book, the tradition says was written by Avraham Avinu. Research says it was written about time of the Second Temple. In any case, very ancient book. And that book is like a riddle. It's very short. It's like a poetry book. You can read it pretty fast. You probably can read without understanding, yeah, but just read the words, I would say 40 minutes. You're done. Maybe 30 minutes. It's a short book. And it's a beautiful book. And one thing that that book is doing is it brings everything really down to the body and to earth. And it speaks a lot about the letters. It says there are 32 paths of creation. There are 32 paths, I would say, channels of energy through which everything in the world is created. Now, I'm saying this right after we're talking about the things that are on our mind, because sometimes things that are on our mind are like really in this world, right? So Minneapolis, Rangvili, the snow, things that are like all around us. And then you might ask, how can something spiritual anchor me? And the answer is, in our world, everything moves. Nothing is staying constant. That's the point. And sometimes we think and we want so much to hold that it's constant. It's not. The question is, how can we be calm with the movement? I think that's really the question. And these anchors are helping us to feel more comfortable in the movement, to feel comfortable that we're able to deal with the movement. So the Book of Creation says there are 32 paths, 32 channels of energy through which all divine energy comes to the world and creates whatever it is. Everything that exists in the world has to have some kind of spark from the divine. So if you're alive, if your house is there, everything has some spark, something spiritual, something, or like, let's say, energetic is kind of like the backbone of whatever exists. And Sefer Yetzirah says there are 32 paths. And what are the 32 paths? There's 10 sfirot, uh, the 10 sfirot. We spoke about them in the past. We'll speak about them here in the future, but I'm not going to stop on them right now. There are the 10 sfirot, and there's the 22 letters of the alphabet. And Sefer Yetzirah is so respectful to the letters of the alphabet. It says that the letters of the alphabet are like really serious stuff. Now, I don't know if you had the pleasure, but I'm gonna put it in the chat in a moment, of listening to this woman called Victoria Hanna. If you have, you probably didn't forget. If not, you will. I'll put it in the end so that you don't all go and listen to her now instead of being with us here. But she is amazing, amazing, amazing woman, amazing singer. And She was a kid who had a lot of speech problems. She couldn't speak well. She had to go to a speech therapist a lot. And she comes from this like very Sephardic, Kabbalistic family. And her dad would put like these amulets under her pillow every night with like Hebrew letters. And she was so interested in this. And she kind of like, she would take it out and look at them and kind of like wonder about the words. And eventually, she started like doing these exercises for herself where she would repeat specific letters and she became really connected to the consonants, right? To because she was like repeating them so much. So of course, as young kids, all of us do it, but some of us who don't get it until the age of 3, 4, like Victoria Hannah, and have to still practice, it allows us, to our detriment or not, to kind of like get a really intimate knowledge of the letters. So she was like really working with the letters. I met her, I knew her music and I loved it. And then last year she came to Berkeley, California. Can you believe that? To give a workshop. And I was like so excited. And I went to the workshop and it was incredible. And I, at that point, was actually learning the book of creation pretty intensely because, long story. And she was just standing there and she was talking about how basically our body is like this um is like this pen that God puts in the world to draw, to create, and our voice is the color that, and she says the letters that we're speaking, they're not just symbols. Actually, the sounds that you hear create vibration, create something in the world. Okay, she did that. This is the kind of way she spoke, which I was like, in the beginning, I was like, what's going on here? But then I got into it, and then she spoke about the three mother letters, which I knew from learning the Book of Creation. So the Book of Creation says there are three mother letters. These are the three letters that from them everything comes. I never knew it. I learned a lot of Jewish, I was in a lot of Jewish education my whole life, and I never knew about these three mother letters. Aleph, Mem, Shin. Aleph, Mem, Shin are the three mother letters. They are the most important letters according to Sefer Yetzirah. Everything comes through them. They are the anchor. So we're going to learn Shin today, Mem next week, Aleph the following week. Each one of them has a whole story. So if you don't mind being a little weird together with me, I again did it with Victoria Hannah and I learned it and I loved it. So just let's try the sound shh for a moment. So okay, so do it with me. Shh. Shh. And try to pay attention, where do you feel it in the body? Because Sefer Yetzirah says each letter of these three, also the other ones, but each letter is connected to a specific part in the body and to a specific foundation in the world. And so where do people feel the shh, 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 the shh, shh, shh? Where does it, where is it located for you guys? Shh. The back of your head, Nomi? Yeah, okay. Interesting. I see lungs, my head, lips, throat. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So look at the letter Shin for a moment. You see the letter Shin now that I do this? You see the three Shin? Something interesting about Shin is that Shin is fully open to the sky and fully closed to the ground. Okay? Can you see that? And I'm going to read to you just the Hebrew so that you'll hear it because it really is poetic. שלוש אמות בעולם, רוח, מים ואש. שמיים נבראו תחילה מאש, ארץ נבראת ממים, אוויר נברא מרוח, מכריע בינתיים. שלוש אמות, א', מ', ש' בשנה, קור וחום ורוויה, חום נברא מאש, קור ממים, רוויה מרוח, מכריע בינתיים. 3 אמות, א', מ', 6, בנפש, ראש, בטן וגבייה. ראש נברא מאש, בטן ממים וגבייה מרוח, מכריע בינתיים. 3 אמות, א', מ', ש', חקקן, חצבן, צרפן. יצר בהן 3 אמות בשנה, ו3 בעולם, ו3 בנפש, זכר ונקבה. You hear the sound? Isn't it so nice? It really is very poetic. Why I wanted to bring Shin first is because this is the verse in Book of Creation about Shin. המליך שין באש, וקשר לו כתר, וצרפן זה בזה, וצר בהם שמיים בעולם, חום בשנה, ראש בנפש, זכר ונקבה. Shin is the foundational letter connected or being said to create the sky, the warmth, and the head. The sky, the warmth, the fire, and the head in our body. And the structure of these 3 letters really gives, like, I hope we'll all be together for the next 3 sessions because you'll see how beautiful it plays with each other. But I felt we need Shin today because Shin is the letter of warmth, which I felt with the snowstorm. We need some. But it's not just warmth. Oh, when I say shh, I feel some warmth, maybe. But it's warmth in the foundational sense of it. What does it mean? Warmth means the ability to move, not to be stuck. I think sometimes when we're like really flooded with anxiety, which I think many of us might feel, we can get very stuck. We can get very kind of like frozen inside. We're like, oh my gosh, I don't know even how to move my right hand. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. There's something in the Shin that says Shin opens to the sky. Shin is the place of warmth. Warmth means movement. Warmth means change. Warmth means transition between stages, between states. Shin is prayer. Shin is for change. In Hebrew, shinui starts with Shin. This is when we turn to the sky. Shin only looks up. This is when we turn to the sky and we ask. This is where our prayer comes out right from our head, from our mouth, from the place where we can speak. I think also the head is really important in our kind of situation because sometimes we're so flooded with emotions and we need our head to come and help us and say, okay, I'll give you some information. These are the things you can do. So Shin, again, Shin is the source of heat, and Shin is the source of the sky, of turning to the sky, and Shin is the place that is connected to our head, to the place that can give us some sense when we feel very flooded, to the place where we can speak to God and to each other to get some stability. Now, there's something also, even though it's a letter of transition and movement, there's also something very calming about it because you feel the strength of the fire. And I remember when my son was very small, our pediatrician, he was crying about something. It was very small, like I think 2, 3 weeks. And she just did like this shh kind of sound in his face. I was like, what is she doing? And he calmed down right away. And she taught me that babies calm down from this sound because this is the sound of the blood gushing in the veins that the babies hear in the womb. And I think, and it worked. So if you ever need to calm down a very small baby that can still remember the sounds from the womb, here's a little trick. But I think we all maybe somewhere in our subconscious also remember the gush of the blood that we heard at some point. And maybe we need a reminder sometimes. The gush of the blood is movement. The gush of the blood is warmth, is the kind of like remembering that things always change. And even things that look very, very impossible will change too. And I think that sometimes people might laugh at us, but we might need to just go into the bathroom somewhere and then just shh ourselves a little bit. Just to give ourselves a reminder of the gush of blood that always goes, of the warmth, of our ability to speak, of our ability to look to the sky, of our ability to move things in the world, even when it feels very frozen and impossible. So, this is Shin. This is Shin. And I really just hope that we can hold Shin together between us in the coming week. Um, and again, as I said, there's like a whole play between Shin and Mem that then leads to Aleph. So next week we will really go deep into Mem, and the following week into Aleph. But for now, I really am giving this to you to hold this anchor of Shin, and I'll just read to us one more time. Himlich Shin be'esh, אש is fire, וקשר לו כתר, וצרפן זה בזה, וצר בהם שמיים, sky בעולם, חום בשנה, warmth, heat, ראש ונפש, זכר ונקבה, and the head. And before we're closing, I would just love for each of you to put in the chat, like, what is a shin that you need at the moment and that you're hoping to take with you to the week? And it could be just something that stuck out to you about Shin, or something that you're hoping to bring Shin into. Yeah. Breathe, safety, warmth, flow. The sound can also remind me to quiet my mind and be still. Rededication, softness, light, calm, soothing, sheket. The melting of snow, sheen, need for mental strength. It runs too fast. Transition, change, warmth, melting our coldness, center my needs, that there's always hope, nurturing the inner warmth, reducing my need to seek outside of myself. Just like shh does for a baby, feeling a quieting of the nervous system during wild times. Shin in the Shema, exactly. And Victoria Hannah will tell you that when we're saying Shema again, it's not just a symbolic word, it's also we're actually doing something in the world when we're saying Shema. And we don't have to be aware of it all the time, but isn't it so cool that we have this? That we can actually do something in the world by just the mere action of speaking. Our speech is important beyond its symbolism. It's like people hear even, I think, what Yemima thought of the warmth in our in the vibration of the words. I think that's why it's always so different to speak to someone as opposed to send them a text, right? When you speak and the words come in their sound, something else is happening. Something is really happening. So as I've promised, here's Victoria Khana. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful clip. She has more. Tell me if you liked it next week. And thank you so much for your presence and for being here. I'll be here for another 5 minutes if anyone wants to ask or say anything. Otherwise, we'll meet here next week at 9 a.m. All right.
Before I know, Nama, everybody's going to have a chance to ask you questions. But I just wanted to say thank you first and foremost to you for opening this space that feels already like such a gift. I know that we're going to be together again next week on Monday again, but it already feels so far away. And I would love to just invite anybody who I'm grateful knowing that this is going to be a container for us and we're going to be able to go deeper together. And I am like deeply grateful for this small shin, a letter that I can hang on to. It's like, it feels like that's all my brain can hold, but it feels like it's such a wonderful anchor, exactly like what you said, that it's just to help find calm in all of the movement that's around us. And so I'm so deeply hanging on to that. I would love to ask everybody who is here, thank you for being here. Think of someone who might enjoy this and invite them to come and be with us again next week. We have our Ogen WhatsApp group that you can join, where Naama pokes her head in once in a while and shares her beautiful pieces of wonder and wisdom. And we can put the YouTube link that she shared in there too, I guess. That would be wonderful. A giant thank you to all of you who have donated. We are so grateful and so dependent on your kind generosity. Every gift makes a difference and helps make it possible for us to keep coming together this way. So if you can consider a gift, no matter what size, we would be so grateful. SVIVAH.org/donate. And we would love to see you again this week. We're going to have a Her Torah on Wednesday evening dedicated to Miriam's song, and song is the language of the soul. So here we are talking about speech. And on Wednesday, we're going to be focusing on song with the amazing Chana Raskin of Raza and Dr. Galit Dardashti of the Nightingale of Iran podcast. I urge you all to look them up. They are amazing. And we're going to have a musical Havdalah together on Saturday night with the beautiful Tori Green and Rabbanit Dahlia Davis. So I think you can sense that we very much wanted to be together with all of you. So I am hoping that we'll see you again this week and definitely on Monday. And now I'll hand it back to Naama, and thank you. Thank you all.
Laura, what's up?
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and I had a trip to Cancun and Florida, and before that I had a little bit of a health scare, but I'm better.
Good. Very good. Enjoy.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
It's really good to see you. Yeah,
Ariel, you there?
she's there. She's there.
I'm here.
Good to see you.
You too. It's so good to see you, Laura, and I'm hoping we'll see you later this week again too.
I'll be available to mm, I have off on Monday, and I sent an email about I signed up and everything.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And I've been really scared though of the situation going on in my state.
I know, we're sending you a lot of love. We know that you're close and nearby to Dahlia, and Rabbanit Dahlia tells us everything that your entire community is holding. And we're sending you a lot of love
Well,
and strength.
we lost a lot of. Well, I mean, we've lost some people, but I don't really know them that well. It's just that I have lost like other people. So
Yeah.
it's just like consuming, and it's a lot for me to deal with, and plus winter has been really hard on me this time, so like I need to stay inside more. I like yesterday was only like a few times I've been out. So
Yep.
good seeing you guys. I gotta go.
Bye, Laura. Good to see you.
Bye.
Um, we have a few more minutes if anyone else wants to ask a question or share. Come on, if you're here, raise your voice.
On Facebook, they have
Hi,
a pic
Rivka. Sorry?
on Facebook, they have a picture of the last hostage being brought home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird because it's Parsha Bashalach where Moshe gets Yosef's bones from the river, this week. And we're bringing home, I'm just really happy for the Mishpacha Gavili and for all of us. It feels like, we've all been holding our breath for 843 days, and now we can really start the process of healing.
Halavai.
Holiday.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry I'm late. I thought
It's okay.
I just
I'm
want
on,
to add.
I'm on Jewish Standard Time.
It's all good. It's all good.
I just want to add something back to the sh sound.
Yeah.
A little experience with me. I had a severe head injury 20 years ago, and I wasn't able to speak, and I had a lot of and they thought I'd never talk again, and I had a lot of issues. The brain had a lot of issues with sounds. So there's many sounds that were painful, just sounds and abrasive. So of course people would think it was the words, and my brain would, as I was getting language back, choose word, and I think, why am I using this word? I know that's not the correct word, or it was kind of, I would call them baby words. And sh is such a beginning sound, isn't it? Isn't that one of the beginning sound? Um, I I found a litter of baby kittens, and I had to name them. And because of my issues with sounds, I just made names that were mostly sounds. And I think now that I'm thinking of it, every one of them had that sound in it. Shh. That was a very physiologically and of course spiritually soothing sound.
Hmm.
And there's no abrasion like others might make. And it's not just to an ear that can hear all sounds, it's to a damaged receptor in there, maybe, if that makes sense.
I um that's oh sorry.
No, I don't know enough about like beginning sounds, but I guess you definitely know more than me. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, watch this Victoria Khana. I'm telling you, she's wild.
I think it's
But thank you
also
for sharing. And I'm so glad that you're speaking so well.
Thank you.
It's
It's taken
amazing
20
how much
years, but here it
you
comes.
can get back. Yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah.
was just this last year that it's really happening too. But you just have to really trust and hang in there and don't believe when they say you can't heal.
Baruch Hashem.
But by beginning, I don't mean necessarily like when you first learn to speak. It's the this connection, like I said in the chat, like a primal connection to what that sound feels like, I think.
Yep.
Very interesting. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think someone else is going to say
No, no,
something.
no. It's all good. We have time for one more comment, and then we're gonna close, and we will go next week. Yeah, I would be interested to hear what you have to say about Mim. Big letter too. Mm,
Yeah.
I would say something, but I'm not. You can't see my camera. My name's Lizzie, or I don't know. It might say Jocelyn. I'm also really into yoga, and the thing about Shin is it's like the tree pose, which is such a beautiful grounding pose as well. Even
mm,
if someone has to hold a wall or reach up, the Shin reminded me of that pose. So
mm.
wanted to say that um, even thinking of the Shin is also um, when I close my eyes and I do the yoga poses. Sometimes I think of Hebrew letters as well. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's very nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that there's also like sounds in yoga. I don't know well enough about that, but I know that that some meridians are connected to some sounds. I think sh is going with the liver, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll find out more before next week. For now, I think we're gonna close, Ariella, and we'll see you next week. B'ezrat Hashem.
Thank you, everyone.
Blessings, everybody. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Naama.
you.
Blessings. Stay warm. Stay safe.
But you said there's something Wednesday, right? Wednesday.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday. Okay.
Bye.
And next Monday.
Yes, all of the above.
Ariella. Okay. I'll
I guess Ariel left.
yeah. Okay, so Jordan, I'll just text you guys in the chat group.